Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to explore the capabilities of ChatGPT 4 with you and show you how it can be used to make your life easier. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out any of the amazing content that I've planned for you. So for today, we are actually starting to write the book. So chapter one, part one on the education and concerns of the education field, right? So I spent around like 1.5 hours to write up about like 3,000 words on the first topic about educators' concerns on ChatGPT. So here's my methodology, right? So firstly, I did a stakeholder analysis to come up with five stakeholders: the principal, teachers, professors, students, and parents. What are the concerns? And talk about like how exactly they would worry about the impact of ChatGPT on their work, on their lives, on their atmosphere of learning, etc., right? And then secondly, I adjusted the ChatGPT's tone and formality and making sure that it's neutral enough. I asked it to describe the pros and cons in a neutral tone to make it less biased in the sense that it is actually persuasive, but at the same time not to persuade through wording and framing. Third of all, it came up with like 12 concerns that educators have that it was scattered, but at the same time, it was not as thorough. So I reorganized the 12 concerns that educators have, and then restructure all the concerns, and then start asking the ChatGPT to write, right? So that's the areas I did. So how do you actually use ChatGPT to do that, right? So let's take a look at the planning part. Right. Okay. So here's the first question that I did. Like these are mostly like the materials I used, and I copy and pasted in a page document, and how it is, right? So firstly, as I said, I told it that the topic, as copied from the table of contents over here, topic was the launch of ChatGPT 4 and concerns in the education field, as I have expected. So it should come with following topics, and presuming your teachers, parents, principal, professors, and students, respectively, come up with a list of concerns and initial reactions as in details as humanely as possible. So the ideas that it has was good, but at the same time replicative. So, for example, when it comes to talk about teachers' perspective, it is indeed talking about like how teachers would think and the initial responses the teachers would have. So, for example, like in terms of lesson planning, something that teachers care about the most, and teachers' engagement, and talk about like how it's going to compare with human created materials. So, and parents, child's performance, child's learning experience, principal perspective. I'm not sure if it's like an issue that I have when I was doing the stakeholder analysis, because like issues and concerns that each of the stakeholder has is quite similar. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but like I'm thinking the potential reason but behind that is because, well, firstly, they indeed have similar concerns. Secondly, the stakeholders that are listed above are intertwined and interrelated and interdependent. That's why these concerns are similar. So that's why I found that like it is not as persuasive. So I start to find out three of the perspectives that I thought it would be important. So for example, I did an educator's personal perspectives. Yeah, so I came up with the teacher's professor's perspective and then asked it to generate 8 to 12 concerns educators potentially have, be specific and come with examples for each of case. And you may want to analyze from primary school teachers, secondary school teachers, professors' perspectives, and keep the same tone and formality as you use in the last response. So in that case, like ChatGPT will know what exactly is going on, and at the same time give me 8 to 12 concerns that those two perspectives professors and teachers have in their perspectives, and that it came with a list of materials like this. So yeah, I'm not going to go over this. And then I asked it, like the materials is actually like valid. Not the best, but like they somewhat touch on the surface of arguments. So for example, let's say AI generates biases. So this part, number six. Professors in particular may worry about the potential AI generated research introduces biases and inaccuracies into academic discourse, potentially undermining the quality of scholarship, right? So I think like this idea is actually valid in the sense that it talks about what the professors care about the most on the surface. So, i.e., like biases and inaccuracies. But at the same time, it did not weigh up against how are the gray area or like benefits that AI has. Also, it didn't weigh up the ideas, for example, like how to mitigate biases, etc. So it's like a very shallow idea out there. So I asked it to like come up with, let's say, I asked it to use ideas 1, 4, and 5 to talk about like, these three are the ideas that's related to the reliance on AI technology and impacts on critical thinking of students. And asked it to come up with a essay that is roughly 600 words, contextualize it in real life English education in non-native English speaking regions, and then insert appropriate metaphors and give appropriate examples. So basically, like all the things you would need in an essay that would actually lead you to a good essay. So the ideas that it came out was actually very valid. So let's take a look at this, right? So fertilizers to AI technology and impacts on students. So judging from this essay to begin with, it has like a good starting point talking about like how the artificial intelligence technology would cause an impact on critical thinking skills of the students is not biased or not that biased comparatively speaking, and to explore the understanding of the possible effects of AI reliance, we can use a metaphor as a double-edged sword. So I'd say, like in this particular sense, um, the wording is very direct, but I didn't really change it in my book. But I feel like the wording can be changed a little bit further. As I can see in the latter part, it's actually similar, using similar patterns to come up with like explicit signposting and explicit um, description of what kind of metaphor it is going to use. So that's not very ideal, comparatively speaking, but as actually like the other parts are actually fine as well. So I think like the more important issue is like this ChatGPT 4, it does not really have like it has a very structured, programmed way of writing, but actually at the same time, it didn't really have for example, like let's say like it has topic sentence and then elaboration in the second part, and they give like an example of American Civil War in the description at the end. It's very structured, but too structured in the sense that it doesn't feel that it is written by humans. Because like humans generally have like different ways of framing, different ways of writing, instead of having a very detailed, very too precisely having a too structured argument. And like yeah, somehow like people change when they're describing things, and the wording in the way of saying things, the way of framing things. So this is something like I feel that can be improved a little bit. Yeah, and then like it always have paragraphs that talk about like how can we mitigate the issues. I think this is slightly redundant, but in the sense that when I take a step back and take a look at it again, I feel like this is essential for two reasons. Firstly, the AI is somehow still biased. Secondly, I would say the AI is still having an edge and eagerness to persuade me that AI is still good. So yeah, so that's the thing that I'm worried, not worried, but like that's the thing that I am a little bit concerned is that like AI still keep on trying to change my mind and change the way how it thinks and make the book sounds like AI is a good thing, which I agree, but at the same time, I feel like it is doing a little bit too much in the writing part, where it adds its own elaboration on why AI is a good thing. So, and then these are the prompts I use, but like, I put it in another book, as I think like analyzing these prompts will be essential to help everyone to understand how exactly to prompt properly. And I'll use this book as an elaboration to how exactly it's going to work. Right. So yeah, that's all the things I would like to say. And thank you again for turning into my first YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. I hope you found it informative and engaging. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you never miss an update of ChatGPT 4 and its many uses. I look forward to see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye. Thank you.